Hey all, Binks here. I really like cooking up some interesting combinations of deck, and one of my favorite archetypes to mess around is Silver Surfer. I feel like with Silver Surfer, you add a lot of 3-drops into your deck, and you have a little bit of low end, a little bit of high end, but it really leads to some interesting hybrid combinations. Now this one that I've done today isn't exactly new. I highlighted it about a couple months ago, but with some different buffs and new cards that have gotten added in, I think it's absolutely better than ever. The deck is Ronan Surfer. The goal of the deck is to establish a lot of 3-power cards out onto the field, ideally slam down our Ronan on turn 5, and then have 3 honestly really insane combinations of cards to finish with. We can either use Mystique Surfer, so Mystique the Ronan and then Surfer, or we can go Mystique Ronan, so Mystiquing the Ronan and then bumping both of them up by 4 power while developing a very strong 7-power card, or just going Maximus Surfer. So maybe the Ronan lane, we just need a little bit more power, we need a stuff power somewhere else, we slam the Maximus down, get the Ronan a little bit bigger, and then Surfer it. Super powerful deck. I'm going to get some games started while we start talking about all these choices. In the 1-drop slot, I wanted to go a little techie and a little bit power focused. So Nebula, just a wonderful card, especially there's a lot of lockdown right now. You'll see in some of the clips I beat lockdown decks by being able to figure out where they'll lock down and play a Nebula at the right time. And Iceman, I think, is just a really good card to kind of ping some certain things. Now with Spider Ham being down, this is before the OTA. Spider Ham could be good in this spot too, but I really like Iceman. I think it's incredibly powerful and pretty underplayed right now. We have Forge in the deck just as a very strong 2/4, but also because we have Brode in the deck. I think Forge is nearly core in Surfer right now, just from the, cascading. With Surfer, you really want Brode. With Brode, it's really hard not to want to have Forge to have that 9-power buff out of the card, the perfect curve of Forge Surfer. And we'll talk about it later, but I have Shavas in the deck, so it's actually going to be pretty easy to get that curve. We have Master Mold in the deck, better than Baron Mordo, I would say definitely. You can play it really late. Try not to play Master Mold early. I mean, giving your opponent Sentinels can be really good to help them fill their curve, especially with like Loki and Collector right now. Just be really smart about when to play the Master Mold. You usually want to try it till the very end. Mystiques, the only target is the Ronan, so just hold on to the Mystique until the very end of the game, but you get that super high power curve if we're able to infect their hand or they're a slow deck and we get a Mystique on the Ronan. Super powerful. Brode is in here, pretty much core in every Surfer deck. Really hard to build a Surfer deck without core, or a Surfer deck without Brode. Just get 3 power bodies out there. Notable exclusion is Absman that I have in this deck. I feel like with Absman, you can't just have it as something to follow up Brode. You really want it so that you can also do Surfer Absman. So in a deck that doesn't have magic or doesn't have Sarah, it's hard to recommend adding Absmans to these lists to follow up with the Brode, especially now that it's gotten pinged down to power. Surfer himself, a core part of the deck. Crystal, so the last time I did Ronan, Crystal was a 4/4, now it's a 3/3, which makes it so much better in the deck. You can get it down earlier, you can obviously buff it with Surfer, just a cheaper option to be able to add. You can play it on the final turn with Surfer as kind of a backup to either doing Mystique or the Maximus. Super wonderful. This is really the thing that makes this deck quite a bit better. We're able to dig into the deck earlier, which is really great, especially because we have the Shavas in the deck. So being able to dig with Shavas gives you more access to your important cards and makes that turn 6 draw less and less important. Polaris, this is a very flexible 3-cost spot. I think this is the most flexible by far 3 costs in the deck. You can change this to whatever 3 costs you like. The only thing I wouldn't recommend is Thor, because we are a Shavas deck. So if you want a little bit more tech, I felt like this might just be better as Cosmo, but you can kind of mix it up and throw whatever you want in the Polaris spot. We have Maximus here, absolutely core to the deck. Make your opponent draw 2 cards. Try and play it as late as possible, per usual. The Ronan, which is just such a cool card in this deck. I mean, people don't really expect Ronan at all to drop down on turn 5. Even if you play the Crystal, the only card, if you've played it early, is the Master Mold that will give them any indication that you're going to be playing Ronan. So a huge surprise to them. They're never going to be playing around this, and it just sets up for you just being in the driver's seat on turn 6. And then Shavas. I think Shavas is so good in this deck. In non-Sarah, probably non-magic Surfer decks, I think that Shavas is just so good. You want to know on turn 5 what the rest of your game is going to look like, what combination of cards you have on turn 6. Just having Shavas in the hand helps you do that. Very rarely do you ever play it, but being able to get your early curves, getting a 1-drop on 1, having the possibility of this Forge Brood curve, not being reliant on playing just Master Mold on turn 2 and then going into 3 drops, getting Crystal on 3 is so good. I cannot recommend Shavas in this deck enough. You can cut it if you want, but I think it's phenomenal, and it was a reason that this deck did so good. I did 56% win rate with this deck in High Infinite, a weird agglomeration Surfer Ronan deck. I think it's a fun deck to play right now. I think it can be very competitive in either ladder or conquest. Definitely not a tier 1 deck, but if you're looking for something a little bit different, you're gonna have a great time. As always, if you're enjoying this content, make sure to hit the like button. Check down below, make sure you subscribe. Catch you live at twitch.tv/binks_plays. Enjoy. Crystal's actually incredibly good. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. They're gonna Odin right, thinking that I'm gonna do the Surfer stuff right, and I'm simply not. And they're gonna be sad, and I'm gonna be happy. But if they leave it open, ooh, scary. They can play 1 card. If their play is Doom right, we add 2, we get to 8, we add 2, we get to 10, we tie right. They get 10 left, we still win left, I think, plus 10, we get plus 6. This always wins. I don't think there's any way that this loses. Surfer right, Odin chat. Odin. Wait, we're ahead. We're ahead. No, you're right. Oh man, I almost messed it up. They're confident, chat. I don't think there's anything they could possibly do with us having priority. You're a piece. You're literally a piece. You're a piece. I can't. No, it's C money. This is fine, chat. We'll be okay. Never mind. Ronan, like, wins middle by itself, though, right? Unless they have Sean. Players left. Nah, I'm pushing everything right. Pushing everything right, and then Ronan just, like, wins middle.
Wind, aid my hand.
I need Nebula, like, bad. If I get Nebula, I might be okay. What a clutch top deck. I think I might need Surfer, but I think I'm fine. Chat, we're gonna... What is going on? Wait, are we winning this game? Are we actually gonna, like, win this game, dude? I guess they could have Doom. Oh, we're not gonna get... Oh, we're not gonna get Surfer, man. We should be fine, though. We're up 7. They can't just Surfer. They definitely do. It doesn't matter. Why does Doom matter? They'd have to Jeff right this turn, move it in Doom just to tie. Might be like, this is like... What possibly beats us here? Blue Marvel? But no one runs Blue Marvel, right? Patriots? Nice, dude! Oh my god, what a game to come back. I'm so happy I didn't retreat. I can't believe we just won that. I think we literally just go like Master Mold, Brood left. And then eventually, at the right time, pull the Korg off. Not in that way, though. Made them lose their top deck, which is quite nice. Or is that hasty? It might be hasty. Crystal now is actually cracked, right? Because they have to play 2 cards to have Crystal actually give them a card. I think that's hasty. We'll go Crystal middle. Duck is one of the top 3 worst cards in Marvel Snap. Worst being Shanna? I think Shanna's the worst card in the game. You might be right. Yeah, see, they missed a draw there because they only played the Snowguard Bear. Crystal added a card to their hand, but then they didn't get their draw, their top deck again. Warlock has some fringe use cases. I'm gonna do this, and then probably like Mystique Polaris to finish. How rude. I lost 2 points of power. I'll never forgive you for it. Remember when Snowguard was the worst? Snowguard was almost certainly the worst. Still go right, you piece. They've had full hand the entire game. I just need them to like not fill. Dexter. Dexter hard too. Angel is the worst run rate, 30%. Oh my gosh! Unless they fill right. This catches one of these. Yo, thank you so much, Dexter. I super appreciate that. Awesome to see you come back and have like a super long stream. I know you've been a busy boy lately. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Hello, Dexter community. My name's Binks, if you don't know. I also play and really like Marvel Snap. Let's go double right here. This can tie. They have Sean, for instance. Scared they're gonna fulfill right. Oh. Fingers crossed. Nice. This pulls either the Snowguard or the Korg. We always win. Huge. Huge, dude. Setting up that Polaris was so nice. I should have snapped earlier. If you guys don't know, I play Marvel Snap. I play different off-meta decks every single day. I also do a bunch of cool YouTube videos, just like Dexter does, where I highlight various different decks. But yeah, if you guys don't follow me on YouTube, check me out on YouTube. If you're already following Dexter on YouTube, we post somewhat similar content. There's a big brood, chat. It's a big brood. Maybe some big broods. Brood mid? I'd rather brood off this Angela lane. They can get the Angela bigger than my broods if I do that. So they can push this Angela bigger than my broods. The Angela would end up getting to like 13 power. And then they'd probably be able to get over the top. And then I'd just be stuck there. Now with the Surfer, we might be able to cause some Havoc, but I think this is the safer play. Let's get some draw going. We'll just plant the crystal right, I think, so that we kind of have like some nice synergy with what we're doing. Then we go Ronan left, Maximus Surfer both left. Unless they have a lot of powerful disruption, we should be fine. Very, very powerful play line. We're in some trouble to Sean though. We actually might, if we feel the only thing that beats us, is going to be Sean, there's a chance that we opt to not play the Surfer. I think they're going to look at this Ronan and be like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? They also might retreat here because of Vesuvius, and I'm just in the driver's seat. There's a chance to go Mystique Maximus next turn. Mystique Maximus is also very powerful. They stay. They could have Shadow King, I guess. Kind of fine, honestly. They did do the Snowguard Hawk on our Ronan. What's their win con here, chat? What do we think their win con is? Sinister London isn't real. The only thing they can do is move the Jeff. Doom middle brings us to 14 left, so we're still winning left. Like Jeff right, Doom middle, or something like that. They have 6 cards in their hands, so this Mystique is 10 power. We have priority, so they can't ping this off. I think we just throw a 10 power Mystique middle, call it a day. Move just Heimdall? These decks never run Heimdall, right? I think we just Mystique mid, call it a day, man. Eliath coming? Okay. Good luck, buddy. Good luck having your Eliath win the game. Sinister London doesn't exist, by the way, because of the Hawk, if people are wondering. Magento? Magento pretty much never wins either. GG's. You don't have priority, so moving the Deadpool wouldn't matter. I was thinking maybe we try and use the Polaris to manipulate the Deadpool, but it doesn't matter. Got her snapping. We played 15 power in turn 3. It's pretty strong. We'll go here, here. Maybe get some level of manipulation for what they're trying to do. Get this down, move into the Ronan. Still very confident with my snap. Maximus Surfer goes insane to finish the game. Pull the Yondu? Okay. Dipple skill? Dipple Deathlock. They're just trying to get more points for death, huh? They're just trying to charge up their death. You're very confused about the new system works. You're 4,000th at the moment, but you queue up frequently against people in the top 100. Yeah, I mean, there's only like 10-second queue times, right? How often do we get over the top with this? We're adding 11 innately. Just depends on how many cards they play, right? Or do we have to give middle? Get to do this. What does Null look like, you think? Null's not that scary, right? I think it's this all day, right? 21 is very hard for them to beat. Maybe we sneak the Surfer left? No, because wherever they play big card, we're adding 13, right? Well, not really. We're adding 11, right? We get to 16. Be at 18, so it'd be a plus. The Null can't be big enough, right? I don't think the Null is that crazy big. Eliath? I think these decks run Eliath? Well, Goliath doesn't win right or left, so we're fine. So we go first. We'd add 2 to the Surfer. They'd add 4. We'd be fine. I think we go double right. Yeah, doesn't matter. Polaris simply wins. Good call on the Goliath. Was not expecting Goliath at all, personally. Yeah, ooh, I actually like Nebula left into Necrotia. Especially them already playing a card there. Ah, see, they like that too. Birds of a feather flock together, as they say. Iceman or Forge? I have said I usually think that Forge is the right play, due to the fact that Forge gives us an 18% chance to draw Brood, which is, it's not nothing. Them not having Cyclops, yeah, the follow up with Cyclops would have been very strong, but they just tried to zag. Maybe it was a bit of a fumble. Maybe they just didn't think that we could dump 10 power and a Nebula, like 10 power and a Nebula there, and just thought Doom would always be enough. Okay. True Brood. We can play Brood later, though. Opponent's hand is also at 6. Do we just Brood right now? Or Forge right now? Forge now, Brood on 5? Next turn could also be Mold Forge if we want to. Let's Maximus. Let's Maximus. Next turn's Mold Forge. We just keep playing left. Now, chat, unfortunately, we don't have a way to beat Galactus. So I probably should have saved that Maximus. Or played the Forge. I didn't anticipate Galactus, but I should have when seeing Daredevil Nebula. It's absolutely Galactus setup. They could not have Galactus, though. I mean, this could also be just different set, but I would say with Olympia, there's almost 100% chance to have Galactus here. What do you get, Prio? They're not snapping, which is nice. Them not snapping was very kind.
Opponent snapped.
They don't have Dinosaur. We're fine. If they do have Dinosaur, we lose on the spot. Ronan will be very big. Will be 15, right? If they play anything less than 8 power, we're okay. But a lot of these decks are running Dinosaur now. Just try the Ronan. They don't have Dinosaur. Mystique Surfer very often wins. Actually, wait. How do we beat Goliath? If that's the case. We have to get priority. Even if we get priority, how do we beat Goliath? Brood Surfer? Will give us 4? Probably should leave, right? Oh, there's no ramp. You're right. They can't. The problem is Dinosaur here. This is Dinosaur. Nice. I'm happy I didn't leave, chat. Big card is big. Snapback is a joke. Ronan's a big card, man. I was thinking, yeah, Forge Brood was the correct play at Goliath, because we'd get a 5-power Broodling that would stick, that would tie their Goliath, but we'd have to be up by more than 2 because they'd lose 2 to the Ronan. Very, very confusing stuff. Or, yeah, no, that would be the best. Because there's so many ways that we could get like 4 or 5 power. We could go Crystal Broodling would give us 4 power. Now, they probably had no cards left in their deck, right? I don't know. It's too many things to think about. It's the Thanos deck, eh? Mr. Thanos, man. Master Bolt's pretty good against Thanos, actually. It's just really annoying. I don't think I'm in any position to snap, though. But I will give you 2 Sentinels, if you want to play those. Want some Sentinels, buddy? Look at how buff both of all our squirrels are. Did you guys know this? Even though this wasn't created by Squirrel Girl's in the squirrel thing. It's very interesting. Maybe that turn was Iceman Nebula. There's a world where that's the case. Kind of want to just Brood Right. Brood Right Nebula, Ronan, 3-drop Surfer. Ronan probably goes here. This is a little scary. Is it double Sentinel for them? So they don't draw. Okay. We're adding 6 more, so we'll get to 33. So they do have to add 8 power here if they want to win, which is very annoying to them. Slam Ronan left. Do I like Ronan left or Ronan middle? I feel like this is already so strong with the Maximus. We would slam Polaris and Surfer here. This leaves us kind of vulnerable to Shang-Chi, but it's really hard to win left if we don't play the Ronan there. Because like the Polaris adds 7, but then it also could pull something. All right, let's go middle. We'll go Polaris left, Surfer middle. And this is snap-worthy in my opinion. I like Ronan. The problem is, like, if Ronan left, then they can Sean left. How are they winning another lane? I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe Ronan left was simply correct. This is Professor X gonna be so mad. Okay. We tell our opponent best of luck. If they can beat this, they can beat this. It's not very easy. They go Sean. They get to 16. We would be at 9. Oh, if they get Sean, they get Maximus and Ronan. Sean middle crushes us, but they have to Sean middle and do something left? Huh. They can figure it out. Cosmo is a real chat. I don't know who told you Cosmo is real middle or real, but they were wrong. You suspect that they didn't Sentinel there? On turn 3? Didn't they Sentinel middle on 3? They Sentinel middle on 3 and right and left on 4? Don't be Sean middle. Piece of shit. Tiny card, little baby card. Little stone, little baby stone. Wasn't worried for a second. Maybe go Forge Maximus left. Just make a giant Forge. Or just make a giant Maximus as a joke. I have no idea, Kaiba. I have no idea how any of that works. Keeping it real with you. Okay, go giant Maximus left. If they're potentially Galactus Goliath, then we just Ronan next turn middle. I think we're snapping on this. Because if they could win right, but if they play middle, then they can't Galactus there, obviously, right? And I don't think they can beat 20 left. I don't believe that they could beat 20 left.
Wind, aid my hand.
I think if I go left, they just Professor X middle. So I'm just going to run in middle. And make them figure this out. And then we just Mystique Surfer both right, probably. They're probably like, what the fuck? What the hell? They could also just Sean middle, right? Sean middle hurts pretty bad. How many Binks pieces to complete the full set? I don't know, man. I'm just here to vibe. I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm just here so y'all don't find me. The biggest problem we're gonna run into is Sean. A lot of these lockdown decks don't really run too much Sean anymore, I don't think. You know, the other big problem is gonna be Eliath left or Eliath right. If they can get ahead here by enough, Eliath right is really bad for us. But it depends. They have to float this turn if they want to maintain priority. If they don't maintain priority, well, I guess if they don't mind it, then Elias just still wins right. They have to get more than 6 to be scared of Eliath. Oh, this is gonna be tough. I don't think they'll expect Surfer either. Could be like Jessica though. I mean, I don't know. See if they floated. Okay. So I think they think they're in a checkmate situation. I think they think they're in a checkmate situation with Eliath, right? But they are not. I think we're in a great spot here because they're not going to expect the Surfer. Now, how do we most safely do this to also play around Sean middle? Sean's middle is quite scary. I kind of want to do this. I can't imagine they just Doom here, right? I cannot imagine they just Doom here. I think it's Eliath right all day. I think it's Eliath right all day. And then this also plays around Sean. The only thing it loses to is Doom. And if they Doom here, they're psychopaths. They're psychopaths if they Doom here. I think it's Eliath right all day. Nice. This also plays around Hulkman. Yo, let's go Watu gamers. Yo, 56% win rate. Holy shit. That's crazy. Knowing to get ahead middle is so nice. Is this snap worthy? I got leader and Colts. I got so many good cards, dude. Look at this Uatu value. Uatu's popping off. No Absman, no. So you can think about Absman in a lot of Surfer decks. Problem with Absman in this deck is that for Absman to be especially good, in my opinion, you need to be able to play Surfer Absman, and you just can't with this deck. So in Magic versions, could be good. Also in... so Magic versions, it could be quite powerful. On top of that, Sarah versions. So Sarah Magic versions, yeah. Sarah Magic versions, you could definitely run Absman. Without it, I don't like it. You might still think that Forge Brute Absman is worth it, and that could be the case. That could be the case. But I personally just don't think it's the case. I think you need Absman to be more versatile. And it's not really worth it just to copy Crystal or copy anything like that, in my opinion. Do you have a Tribunal deck? Yeah. Exclamation point YouTube. Or exclamation point YT Roaring House. Scroll down. I did one about a month ago. A Hello Tribunal deck that was very powerful. Let's Killer Iceman as a joke. Maybe hold the demon. 5 energy. I really want to get to Forge because Forge pretty much guarantees a win middle. Or Brode rather. Let's kill the Iceman as a joke. Demon left. Tribunal Iron Man onslaught. Yep. Okay. That was fake, right? That was a Triskelion one, most likely. Really want Brode. Really, really want Brode. Not having Brode here hurts a lot. Only one more draw for it too, due to the Ronan. Like ramping this turn. The mold. Lock them out from drawing and ramp. Fizz Tower is incredibly satisfying, yeah. Is this Mysterio? It's very rare that someone plays all three lanes like this. This is a crazy card to get off Triskelion. Okay, discard. Okay. They can just play the shard into here now. Kind of cheating in many ways. Leader might be good this turn, right? It's leader. Let's leader middle, actually. Then next turn we can Ronan Mystique. They didn't get Shark as the full hand? God, I'm so good at the game on accident. So good at being good at the game on accident. MODOK? MODOK's not real. Then MODOK, I just play Shavas and we'll be okay. Look at that. Nice order. They also think we have Forge because they probably do not think that we're a Chavez deck. This is still 3 cost, right? That's quite nice. It's quite nice. So we just go Ronan Surfer, right? Ronan Surfer goes kind of nutty. They might not expect adding 4 here. They could get middle potentially, but they don't, or they're in a lot of trouble. Let's see if they play it up. They also have like 1,000,000 energy, so we'll see. The run might not even be that big. But I don't know if they'll play around Surfer. Maybe after seeing Brode, they'll play around Surfer. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Make sure to subscribe. Watch that one too.